that. Like, really. Life lessons with Ali. Hello, welcome to Life Lessons with Ali. The intro may have been a little bit misleading. Unfortunately, I won't be showing you any basketball, drumming or dance. Well, maybe dance. We'll just have to see how things go. The whole point of this series or tutorial is to offer a little bit of light relief from what's going on, guide you to some points that might help with photographic stuff, a bit of film related work, but also general kind of life lessons. This started because I used to teach my students and I would often go off on a tangent and start explaining like why you should meet deadlines, why you should always try your hardest. And I joked about creating a channel for it. And now what better opportunity to do this than during a pandemic? So hopefully I can share a few little bits of advice as well about the best way to deal with the time that you may be spending indoors. Absolute disclaimer here, I'm not a professional when it comes to dealing with the pandemic, obviously, but I am going to share a few good resources that might help if people are struggling with spending time a bit more isolated. And if none of these things are relevant to you, then, well, Mark and Laura's videos are here too, so you might find better use out of them. All right. So yeah, let's get cracking. Let's pretend I didn't do that. Right, well, I just had to take a moment outside because I watched back my little introduction where I was sat here and realised I'm not a YouTuber. So I just went and contemplated in the garden for a minute, and then I came back and made myself a nice cup of tea in my Harry Potter mug, which is actually starting to fade because it's one of them temperature ones. So when it's hot, the Marauder's map starts. Is this a YouTube channel about life lessons, or am I just advertising Harry Potter stuff? Not sure at this point. Oh yeah. Oh, anyway. Yeah, so we've established I'm not a YouTuber, so I do apologise in advance for everything that's about to come. Oh yes. Oh, I might just sit here and have a cup of tea and chinwag. God. Okay, so I'm going to keep today's video short. Literally just because it's the first one, just to get to grips with it, and also because I would quite like it if people could comment below. That's what all the YouTubers do. But seriously, if you could comment below with any content that you would like me to cover. So, like I say, I'll be coming up with photographer recommendations, people to follow on Instagram, whether they are in film photography or just general positive people. I will also be suggesting things to do that isn't to do with this, you know, just to keep yourselves busy. And as I mentioned before, just little outlets for if you're struggling with being on your own. So if there is anything else you want me to cover, please do let me know in the comments below. Yeah. So today I would like to firstly recommend that you keep up with any kind of exercise. So if you are a college student, if you're one of my college students, I know that you're not all really active in your spare time, but you are used to coming to college every day and walking around college, walking to and from college, you know, college buses, but then walking to the bus and all of that. to not do that anymore and to be sat in your house is a massive change. So even if you're not massively active in the first place, you're still doing something. So to end up sat on your bottom is never a good way to work. So that is my first piece of advice, is to exercise. Now, you are at present still allowed to walk outside. However, you must keep 2 meters away from anyone you see. So I don't recommend going to the local park because it's likely to be busy, because a lot of people don't understand that they're meant to be self-isolating. So go for a walk. That is option number 1. Option number 2, walk around your garden. You might look like a tool, but if anyone's watching you, really they're the ones that should be concerned about themselves, aren't they? Because they got nothing better to do than watch you walking around your garden. So walk around your garden. If you're looking for something a bit more serious and a bit more like getting the blood flowing, then there are a few different ways that you could go. First one, Davina McCall, everyone heard of her? She is offering for her, she does like fitness videos and things. She's letting everyone get membership with no credit card needed, no debit card or anything. You don't need to put your card details in. You can get membership for 30 days with her website for free. And on there are fitness workout videos, there's yoga, there's advice on nutrition, there's a well-being section on there. So if you are interested in doing a little bit of a home exercise, then that is your place to go. There's also a lot of people on YouTube doing stuff as well. So you've got Joe Wicks, who is running PE classes for school children in the mornings. And he's also doing some other workouts in the evenings as well. So have a look at those 2 to be going on with, but there are loads of others. So if you know any more, comment below. But yeah, exercise is a big one. Okay. My second piece of advice of the day is make sure you are actually self-isolating. So I know it's a nightmare and you're all used to going out and meeting your friends, and any older viewers, you might also just be going a bit stir crazy in the house. But yes, you might be okay, you know, I might be okay. I might get this virus and get a bit of a cough, bit of a cold, fine, recover, happy. But if I get it and I don't know I've got it, I might have it now, who knows? If I then go out and then pass that on to someone with a risk to their health, you know, in the at-risk category, or an older person, they will not necessarily have the same experience as me, and it could cost lives. So you need to stay in your homes to protect other people, and you might not even infect an older person or someone at high risk. You might be going out with your mates, you're all the same age, but you pass it on to one of them and then they might pass it on to someone with problems. So it's really, you need to be staying in. So many people are ignoring that advice, but you need to be staying in, not necessarily for yourselves, but for other people. I don't even know that number. Who is ringing me? I'm not gonna pick that up. Okay, so I also thought about setting you some tasks. These are very little tasks. They are mainly photographic tasks, and they are tasks that can be done on your mobile phone. And whenever I set one of these tasks, I would like you to post it onto Instagram if you have Instagram, and put the hashtag ALYSSA'S Life Lessons. Okay, so I've got this book. It's called The Photographer's Playbook. I've had this for a few years now, and this is basically really handy if you're a teacher and you want to set tasks for your students that aren't directly related to projects, this is really good. It's good for ideas of ways to work with photography and to get a bit more creative. So I will be setting some tasks from this that you are more than welcome to have a go at. And also, I do recommend that if you want, you can buy this book on Amazon. I think you can get it on Amazon. So if you've got lots of spare time, if you're not working at the minute, or even if you are working and you just want something else to do, then I do recommend this book. But if you don't want to buy it, I'll set some tasks from it anyway. So the first challenge for this video is actually set in this book by Bruce Gilden. Great photographer. If you haven't heard of him, go and have a look. Very interested in the way that he photographs. And it is simply to photograph who you are. That is it. That is the challenge of this task. So if you're wanting to do this, then I would like you, before the next video is uploaded, to have done that task. So if you're watching this now, pick up your phone, think about how you can do it, or a camera if you've got a camera, and please will you carry out the task. So who are you? How can you define yourself as a person in one photograph? And don't forget to add the hashtag ALYSSA'S Life Lessons. As you can see, my Harry Potter mug is basically cold now. And I think that might just call it a day for this video. I will see you very soon for another one. If you're not already subscribing to this channel, make sure you do, because Mark and Laura are going to be uploading as well, and there will be lots of content for you to engage with. Okay? Cheers!